Good morning and welcome to KidNuz, sponsored today by Bamboo Learning. I'm Tori. It's Friday, December 11th, 2020, and we begin with Pfizer's answer to the coronavirus getting a big shot in the arm in the U.S. Late yesterday, a committee of health experts voted to recommend the vaccine for those 16 and older. The next hurdle is approval from the FDA, which, if it comes today as expected, would allow FedEx and UPS to start shipping it from coast to coast this weekend, with the first injections given on Sunday or Monday. Like in the United Kingdom, it will be a momentous, camera-friendly occasion, signaling a turning point in the pandemic. And while many believe it can't come soon enough, others aren't so sure. No fully vetted vaccine has gotten to this point so quickly. The previous record was 4 years for the mumps. Still, Pfizer insists no corners were cut and that the 2-dose drug is safe. Look for ads aimed at convincing Americans to take one for themselves and one for the team in the new year. What if your mom or dad decided to spontaneously break in a song at your basketball game? What if that unplanned performance might lead to the Super Bowl? An Ohio family is living that possibility after the sound system in their teen son's gym went south just before tip-off. Everyone was standing for the national anthem, but nothing was playing. And that's when, with a nudge from his wife, Trenton Brown started singing the Star-Spangled Banner, a song notorious for its difficulty and one he's never sung solo before. Not only did his rendition bring down the house, but because another father in attendance hit record fast enough and then posted it, it's now raced around the internet. The comments range from, "It gave me chills," to "Give this man a record deal." And still another is trying to drum up enough support to get Trenton to sing at the big game in February. It's not often, or maybe ever, that a crash landing gets celebrated, except perhaps in the nothing ventured, nothing gained world of Elon Musk. On Wednesday in Texas, SpaceX flew an unmanned prototype of its next-generation Starship rocket to its highest height yet. On the way down, it even successfully entered a horizontal belly flop position before returning to vertical for touchdown. In the end, though, it came in too hot and blew up on impact. Was Musk disappointed? Not at all. He called the fiery test flight a success, said he learned a lot, and then tweeted, "Mars, here we come." It's not a fact because that would require science, but it's at least a universal truth that kids do not see dirty socks on the floor. A Washington state mom recently decided to test that truism by waiting out the lone piece of laundry left in the bathroom by her 10-year-old daughter, Kestrel. A week later, it was still there. So that's when mom got creative, titled the artistic statement, "The Forgotten Sock," and stuck a museum label to the wall behind it. The mom told Good Morning America that she expected her daughter to roll her eyes and pick it up. Instead, Kestrel gamed her shame by putting the sock on a tiny pedestal. Together, they then decided to give their display an audience of toy animals, Lego people, and even a little metal monolith. The piece is now Facebook famous and will live on their bathroom floor indefinitely. In other KidNuz notes, Time magazine made its big reveal last night, and the person of the year for 2020 is actually a pair. President-elect Joe Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris won the honor over healthcare workers, the movement for racial justice, and President Trump. Earlier yesterday, the magazine named LeBron James Athlete of the Year and K-pop band BTS Entertainer of the Year. Still on the subject of music, Taylor Swift has done it again. At midnight last night, she dropped a new album called Evermore. It's her 9th and comes only 5 months after surprising fans with Folklore. And to our Jewish listeners, Happy Hanukkah. The Festival of Lights started at sundown last night and will last a total of 8 nights. As we reported at the top of KidNuz, the speed with which the COVID-19 vaccine is being rolled out is historic. And its success is due in large part to the scientists who came before. One of the most famous, Jonas Salk, whose vaccine wiped polio off the face of the earth. For more on Dr. Salk and how his work in the 1950s continues to shape medicine today, just say, "Alexa, open Bamboo Luminaries." That's it for Kid News. Now our Kid News quiz. When might the FDA approve Pfizer's vaccine? As early as today. What did an Ohio dad spontaneously sing solo at his son's basketball game? The national anthem. What piece of laundry turned into an art exhibit? A 10-year-old's dirty sock. Who is Time Magazine's Person of the Year? The team of President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. In One for the Road, every now and then a story comes along that we can't share soon enough. This is one of them. The location? A Dairy Queen in Brainerd, Minnesota, where a customer in the drive-thru paid for the person behind him, setting off a chain reaction of generosity that continued for 900 cars and lasted 2.5 days. The manager of the store said her team was brought to tears by the enthusiasm to wait in line, get in on the goodwill, and spread some holiday cheer. As one customer put it, what we witnessed was pure kindness. It was a breath of fresh air. Before we head out for the weekend, it's time to turn it over to Kim for today's Kid News shoutouts.
Thanks, Tori. Today we're celebrating the students of Mrs. Junta at Demarest in Bloomfield, New Jersey, Mr. Clark at West Marshall Intermediate in State Center, Iowa, and Mrs. Burke at Camden Rockport in Rockport, Maine. And we send birthday wishes to Lilia in Ramstein, Germany, Anna in Mexico City, Mexico, Nizar in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, Nola in Black Lick, Ohio, Colin in Rochester, Michigan, Owen and Evan in Hortonville, Wisconsin, to California for Daya in San Jose, Mackenzie in Lakewood, Gabriel in Westlake Village, Lauren in Lafayette, and Aiden and Jake both in Oakland. Colorado for Alexei in Erie and Hudson in Littleton, Gavin in Catonsville, Maryland, Bennett in Woodstock, Georgia, Illinois for Lily in Chicago, Nathan in Orland Park, and Amelia in Wilmette, to New York for Avery in Ocean Beach, Hazel in Tarrytown, Orrin in New York City, and Dano in Yorktown Heights, Virginia for Alon in Woodbridge and Kat in Arlington, Elizabeth in Conway, Arkansas, Eleanor in Tallahassee, Florida, Caden in Hillsboro, Oregon, and to Washington for Caroline in Seattle and Matthew in Redmond. Thanks for listening, everyone. Remember to take our Week in Review quiz, and we'll see you back here for more Kid News Monday morning.